cares if he gon' take it well, you're done. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 142 of the Splash Cast.
Oh my God, Reggie is pissed, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all right there. You think somebody took Reggie puppy outside the shot? He said, "Ladies and
episode
gentlemen,
142.
episode 142. My name is Reggie Davis. I'm here on borrowed time. I would say not the happiest. Still nursing a pinky injury. Heartbroken, sad. But y'all know what y'all here for, man. Let's get to it.
Y'all are lucky. Y'all are lucky that. Well, okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 142 of the Splashcast. This is the pregame. We got a few things we're going to talk about. You know what it is. We do our pregame followed by our HBCU news around the culture, news around football and basketball, respectively. I am your co-host, Reggie. How you feeling, my brother?
I am your co-host, Norwood. I think we both not happy, but I mean, it kind of is what it is at this point. It wouldn't be Atlanta if we didn't do this, right? It would be somewhere else in a different parallel universe.
Yeah. Actually, this is not an Atlanta move. So, in the pregame, we are going to talk about we normally talk about violence, something funny, some violence, and something uplifting. We ain't really got no uplifting. We may get to this other stuff. I don't really know. But the first thing we're going to talk about is the Falcons signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million. This was the marking of the beginning of the legal tampering period, i.e. you can, like recruiting, it's the legal period where coaches can talk to players. It's the same thing. It's legal period in the pros where free agents are able to talk to other teams, and they already know. I actually like this because you kind of are let know you either have to be franchised or they got to let you go. They have to let you know before the legal tampering period starts, which allows other teams to then go through the process of vetting you. So on a broader scale, the NFL got it right with this portion of the offseason. This is great. But the Atlanta Falcons have signed Kirk Cousins to 4 years, $180 million to end a 2-month saga of who the Falcons were going to sign as the next quarterback or what they were going to do.
I will say the part that's the most, I say, disappointing as far as that goes is dark liquor early. Dark liquor Reggie.
Oh, we gonna get off the rails here in about 2 seconds, brother.
It was just a disappointing hire. I mean, for all intents and purposes, we could have brought back Matt Ryan. I would have been more okay with Matt Ryan than Kirk Cousins. They just damn near same age. Kirk just came off an ACL injury, and at least we saw what Kyle Pitts did with Matt Ryan. Justin Fields is right there. Like, the thing that Atlanta does is we have the obvious selection that we should make every time, and then we deviate. It's common sense. And I just knew that Raheem Morris, I expected you to get it right. Terry Fontenot, I expected you to get it right. What y'all do? Y'all got it wrong.
So I'm gonna shoot them a little bit of bail. I think this was a 100% offensive coordinator move. I think in order to get the offensive coordinator here, you had to give him the opportunity to pick his own quarterback. And as soon as, if you go back and actually look at the timeline of when he was hired, what happened in terms of they were going to address a quarterback, and then the talking about Kirk Cousins, it all coincides with him talking about a scheme. They talked about a scheme. They threw us for a loop when they said we want to find somebody for the city because we the blackest city in America, so, or one of them, if not the. So you would assume that at our height, while Matt Ryan is probably one of the, if not the greatest or top 3 Atlanta Falcons of all time. And he did lead us to a Super Bowl appearance. And if it wasn't for the GOAT, then we would have a chip. I have no qualm or quarrel with Matt Ryan. But the city was on fire when Michael Vick was the quarterback. When Michael Vick was the quarterback, we were on fire.
City. That was one of the times where you had people who were not Atlanta Falcons fans locked into what the Atlanta Falcons were doing.
Locked in every day. And when you had Michael Vick, you had to, because of what happened, you had to kind of do a 180, and that's when they went with the choir boy, Matt Ryan. And it turned out to be beneficial.
Yeah.
But at this point, in this league, in this time, Atlanta needed Justin Fields. Justin Fields was the person who was supposed to be a redemption story. He was going to be a redemption story. He was going to lead us. He has all the pieces, and he coincides with the timeline. He's the same age as everybody else. He also is mobile, and he was going to be cheaper.
Ish.
I don't.
In
the long term, he may have cost some money.
Maybe a little bit cheaper, but realistically, like, he's going to go somewhere, and I think it's going to be 3 years, about $100 million. What he's going to get paid to. Now, what he will probably do is get less guaranteed money. So you're right. You probably end up paying him in the first 2 or 3 years, probably closer to 70 or 80 million. I mean, which 80 million to 100 million, like, you're right, but I don't understand what our plan is for the future. How much longer do y'all think that Kirk Cousins is going to play? So do you think that this is like a 5-6 year plan for a quarterback, or
no, it's a 4-year contract. So this is
no, but what I'm saying is like strategically, like Pitts, London, Bijan, they're going to be on our team in 7 years. Like, I would assume that would be the plan.
Yeah. So this move is 100%. I don't have time to do anything else. If it is a Terry Fontenot, Raheem Morris move, they believe we can win now. If you believe you can win now, based on the structure of the contract, $50 million bonus of the $100 million guarantee, $50 million signing bonus. They haven't released the parameters of it in terms of how it's going to hit the cap every year, but you would assume that it's going to be spread out over 4 years. So his cap hit will probably be with $25 million guaranteed plus $50 million spread out over 4 years. His cap hit will be about $38 million. That's not bad. Actually, I lied because the first 2 years is $45 million a piece. So I lied. So that
well, it's less than that because you got to think $50 million signing bonus. Boom, you're gonna get the 50 today. You got $50 million. We only owe him $50 million over the next 3 years.
Yeah, and the third year there's only a 10. What's up, Russ? The third year it's only a $10 million guarantee. So it's 45, 45, 10.
Russ sick as we are.
Now his bonus, a $50 million incentives that has to be Super Bowl. If you win the Super Bowl, we will give you $50 more million. Has to be.
Yeah. The reason I hate that, like, I understand that Kirk Cousins is a safe pick, but for me, it puts us in the same position that I think we were going to get with Justin Fields, except for it costs more and it has, like, long term, it doesn't work out. I think either way, we're going to win the NFC South next year. If we had Justin Fields or we had Kirk Cousins. But I don't think that either one of us make us Super Bowl contenders. So if you're going to end up in the same spot, you pay less, right?
No, I think what they're thinking is Kirk makes us a Super Bowl contender because we have everything else. And then, so this is why I don't think it's a terrible move.
It's not.
You're going for it. This is a going forward move. He is the best free agent quarterback on the market, you would assume. Especially before he got hurt, he was having the best year of his career. And when you go back and actually look at the way they play and the way this offense works, you go back and look at Matt Stafford. You go back and look at Minnesota, which is a product of the McVay tree. If you go back and look at it, those quarterbacks don't really move. They navigate the pocket, and then they get the ball out quick, and they're accurate. That kind of comforts me when it comes to the Achilles. Now, offensive line, it's on you now. Hey, bro, they paid you Lindstrom, they paid you McGarry, they drafted you Bergeron, they paid you. Listen, because ain't no extending the play, ain't nothing. If it ain't there, it's a sack.
And the other part is, like, we watched them play last year. Their pass blocking is not elite. Like, it's okay, but we're a run blocking team.
We are.
And Desmond was kind of running for his life a little bit. Like, let's be real about the situation. And I don't think that. Well, I think that this team can pass block very well. I think that now there's no if. You're going to play this team completely different now. At least with Dez, you knew, like, all right, well, we got to keep somebody on the edge because that's Dez's favorite play. Fake it to the running back and scoot on out of there. As long as he don't fumble, he'll pick up 8-9 yards. Now, I'm not worried about that.
I'm not rolling with anything Desmond Ridder.
But what I'm saying is, like, that's more, to me, it's more pressure on the offensive line at a thing that they were not already great at. Russ, we tell the truth on this podcast. They just canceled Deadspin. It's the only place you can get honest reporting. So, yeah, Dive Team Media. Like, follow, subscribe. Y'all know what it is.
I do like that we're going for it. I think Kirk Cousins, for his accuracy and his ability to not turn the ball over, because if you look back at our season, we 7-10. We probably are 11-7, 12-6. I'm sorry, 11-6, 12-5.
Quarterback.
If we just don't turn the ball over. If we just don't turn the ball over, we beat the Panthers. We beat the Seahawks. We probably get close to Jacksonville. I'm assuming we beat Jacksonville because it's 20-7. Like, I understand why you go get Kirk Cousins. It's just that you have to win. This is his last contract. He's going to be 40. Which is insane.
$441 million that he's made over his career.
If he plays all 4 years, he'll have $441 million, which is right now he makes the same amount of money as
money for a very mediocre guy, the most mediocre guy.
Greatest agent of all time. His agent should be bigger than Drew Rosenhaus. Pause if necessary. Like, there's no way that he is not the top agent in the game. This is a masterclass on how to get somebody paid. Now, if you assume that the Falcons, by getting Kirk Cousins, it at least gets us to the top of the NFC South. Us keeping those draft picks, you remember Terry Fontenot, if you go back and look at the tea leaves, they were there. Terry Fontenot said, we value all our draft picks. We have hit on just about every draft pick in the first and second round.
Fair, but
so he said we value those. That was another. When you go back and look at it, with this trade and signing in free agents, they have signing him in free agency and not trading. You keep the 8th pick, you have the 43rd pick, you have the 74th pick, and you have the 78th pick or 76th pick. You have 4 picks in the. Yeah, you have 4 picks in the first 80. 4 out of the first 80 picks are you. That's not bad, especially if you can get.
Pick ain't this Kirk Cousins thing in context is not terrible. It just ain't what we wanted. It's very similar to the Bijan Robinson pick. It's not a terrible pick. It's just not what I wanted. I just. And every time that this happens, it's because I take a nap. I took a nap and then I woke up and the first thing I saw is that's the reason I'm probably never gonna sleep again, or at least don't sleep during the day. Because as soon as I sleep, you wake up like, what we did what?
I was in a meeting and the people in the meeting know me, so they started laughing when they saw my face. And I was like, what y'all? And because I looked down and it was like, yeah, we got the notification. We were just going to see what you were going to say. And I was like, bruh, there's absolutely no way. There's absolutely my fault. I'm all discombobulated. I had the picture up, didn't even change the scene or nothing. There's no way that we did this with Justin Fields. But in the grand scheme of things, we didn't give up a lot. We gave up cap space. We had $37.6 million in cap space. You assume you're going to cut Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke, which is going to get you up to, I think that gives them $9 million. So that's 46. You cut Ngannou, that gave you another 6. So that's 52 million. So Kirk Cousins is going to take 37 million of that. So you have 15 million basically for your draft picks. That's what we're betting on. I don't see us being as aggressive in free agency on any other position. Maybe Daniel Hunter from Minnesota, but you have spent.
That'd be a really good pickup.
You have spent a lot, and they just signed Grenard from Houston.
Oh, I saw. That's my guy. Root to the Bros and all of that. Happy you he got the bag. He quietly got a bag.
So
a big bag.
You don't necessarily have a lot of money to go out. Now you also don't have a lot of holes in your roster either. There's not much. You probably need a wide receiver too, because we're not going to re-sign Mac Hollins, which we can probably draft. Now, I mean, the draft is wide open. Now, I mean, it could be Dallas Turner. We could trade up from Malik Neighbors. We could trade down, get more draft picks. Like, the draft strategy has totally flipped.
And what's the chances that we can call Calvin? Hey, Calvin.
I think that Arthur
we got rid
Blank,
of your boy. Oh, but it's probably Arthur Smith beef. I mean, Arthur Blank beef too.
I think Arthur Blank is one that will not circle back. I wouldn't be surprised if Arthur Blank don't draft any more Alabama players. Calvin Ridley, he's one of those dudes that
you
never
can't
forget.
do that because your best player of all time is an Alabama player.
They have since then. Who have they drafted?
I mean, Ellums was one. Bro, let me tell you the answer. The answer is not abandoning a band of Alabama players, bro.
Okay,
it's not it.
Just put that in the back of y'all mind, Shawty. Put that in the back of y'all mind. See the next time we draft the Alabama player while Arthur Blank is still here.
That's like not getting.
Got me drinking on Monday.
That's like not getting a Georgia player ever again. What? I'm not even a Georgia fan, but bro, go get them now. We trying to win. My political affiliations aside, I'm here for the Dubs.
We don't really draft them either.
Which is a problem.
All right, man, I'm gonna turn this shit up. $180 million is fucking egregious. That is the dumbest shit. 4 years, $180 million is the dumbest shit ever. I can understand getting Kirk Cousins. I don't care what it's gonna break down to. All of this money, if it plays out that the way we're supposed to play out, if we win, we gotta pay him $180 million, bruh. $180 million, $45 million for 2 years, $90 million in the first 2 years is insane for a 36-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles injury. Come on, man. I tried to dress it up. I tried to be cool. I tried to be cordial. I didn't want to. Bruh, you had Justin Fields right there who's going to be cheaper, and if he doesn't work out, you can still go somewhere else. Like, I understand you don't want the quarterback. I understand you don't want the quarterback to like have to learn, right? And Kirk Cousins knows the system, so he really won't have to learn much other than the terminology used in Los Angeles. But still, man, Kirk Cousins is Matt Ryan all over again. We got Matt Ryan 2.0.
Matt Ryan.
We got old Matt Ryan.
No. You got Matt Ryan 0.5. Matt Ryan is just better than Kirk Cousins. Matt Ryan is a Hall of Famer. Kirk Cousins is not.
Bro, we have seen this movie before. Do you remember? Y'all see, this is why I'm here. I'm here to remind y'all. Y'all don't remember how Kirk Cousins got to Minnesota. Minnesota had made it to the NFC Championship game with, I forgot the person's name because he is irrelevant. They got there with him. And he was the back. I know it was the backup quarterback. That's all I remember. And they said, we're going to go get Kirk Cousins. Because if we go get Kirk Cousins, he is going to put us over the top. And they never got back to the NFC Championship game. They never got back to the divisional round. They only made it to the first round where they got beat. Listen, Kirk Cousins is going to get you 4,000 yards. He's going to get you 38 touchdowns and 11 interceptions until you get to the playoffs. Or those 11 interceptions, 4 are going to come against the Saints, 2 are going to come against the Bucks, and we're going to end up being a wild card when we have the better team. This screams
Very
mid. This screams mid. The Atlanta Hawks are mid. The Atlanta Falcons are mid. We ain't got no other team. The Braves are the only thing holding on. Everybody else is mid. This is such a mid-ass move. This is so freaking... I don't even know what to call it. This is like, yo, you either are going to get fucked by the contract or you're going to get fucked by the play. Either way, you have screwed yourself. There's nothing you can do. Kirk Cousins at 36, bro, I hope we have the best offensive line. I hope we were in 6 offensive linemen. He can't move. Suppose you go, hey, man, come on, dog.
And you know what Minnesota is doing now. They're like, oh, well, we'll take Fields with Addison and we can pay Justin Jefferson.
Yes.
And then look at that. Everybody's on the same timeline.
Bruh, Kirk, this is a win now move. Kirk Cousins has 2 years to win or everybody's fired. I mean, and everybody. Like, this sucks for Raheem. This sucks for Terry Fontenot because if this doesn't work out, Arthur Blank is going to clean house. Everybody going to be fired. I'm going to let y'all know right now, it's going to be a whole new, we may get new team colors if this don't work out. It's going to be ugly.
You should believe that he's already reached out to the design people like, hey, man, just boot this up, delete these jerseys, and, yeah, we're going to go in a completely different direction. And can we talk about your boy Quavo, man?
Oh, what Quavo say? He got the change or something like that?
I don't need it. We need no more input from Quavo on Atlanta sports. Every time that he gets excited, I feel like we make a bad decision. Now, I bank a lot of that on Trey, but I just need, hey, thank you for everything you did with the Migos culture, 3 culture, 1 culture, 2, all of that. But leave these sports takes alone, bro. We need to stop all of that. That don't need to exist. That don't need to be a thing. Let that die where it is.
What did he say? We got chains out here for Kirk. Kirk Co-Chains is what he called him. Kirk Ice Kirk. Man, look. I don't care what y'all say. I am not happy about this. I am going to reserve. I hope I have to come back and eat crow and say, hey, this turned out to be the greatest move. Kirk Cousins wins us a Super Bowl and becomes the second greatest quarterback in franchise history. Like, I hope that this happens. Because if not,
highly unlikely.
If he turns out to be mid when it counts, which is what we've seen, he's been mid when it counts. Other than the first year with Stephon Diggs caught the pass against the Saints at the end of the game. That was the only year they made it past the first round.
Diggs sideline touchdown. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, and they did the memes where the dude was flipping all over Twitter. At that point, I just $180 million. $180 million, 100 guaranteed for a statue. He better be the most accurate quarterback in the league. You are betting that he was turning the corner and that last season was not an anomaly. Because he was so sneaky. He was the best. He was probably the second best quarterback in the league until he got hurt. It just wasn't translating to wins, which is his problem. That's the problem. He's going to get you the stats, but will it translate to wins?
No.
And shout out to Justin Jefferson, man. I mean, Justin Fields.
No. Shout out to Justin Jefferson, too. Because he like, oh, Kirk gone, peace. We finna turn this thing up. We finna get younger. We finna get faster. And we finna spend some money. Like, they went and got Grenell. I think that they're going to go after.
You have to assume that Drake London's value is going to skyrocket. Because one thing Kirk Cousins can do is target a number 1 receiver. He may throw interceptions to the number 2 and number 3, But when it
I
comes
mean,
to
now I do think that I'm conflicted. Like I think that everybody should be happy because I mean, let's talk about this in the right way here. We haven't had a quarterback that complete a pass since Matt Ryan. That is real. And I understand how you wanted to get a guy who you feel confident can complete pass and throw the ball more than 15 yards. I'm just not sure if he's like his timeline just doesn't match up with anybody else on this team. And what are we going to do at the backup quarterback situation? And at what point do we backfill and prepare for Kirk Cousins to retire?
well, look at it from an intangible standpoint. Nobody has ever talked about Justin Fields being a good leader. Not saying he's not. I'm just saying when it comes to being a good leader, especially when you have a team full of young guys, most of the time, similar to the way the Jets kind of did it, you go get the veteran quarterback with a bunch of younger guys, younger studs, and then they become the leader of the team just off experience, and they end up having some of the better years of their career because they're surrounded by so much. Kind of like Peyton Manning in the Denver Broncos. Like it's kind of the same
But
thing.
I don't feel like even our younger players are just not established enough. Like that when he was going to Denver, he was going to Denver because all they needed was a quarterback to get them over. That's not the answer with us.
That's what we think.
We're literally
That's what this move says. This move says we are a quarterback away.
delusions of grandeur.
I don't think so. If you use your picks correctly, this is a save the picks move. You've saved all your draft picks now. You sacrificed the cap. This move means you have to hit in the draft. I wouldn't be surprised if we trade up from elite neighbors. I also will rebuke that Sneaky. Please don't say that Sneaky has said in the comments. Is something that I actually said a long time ago when they first started talking about Kirk Cousins. I said if they get Kirk Cousins, they're going to end up drafting another project quarterback in the mid rounds. And the person that they keep saying they're going to get is J.J. McCarthy.
They ran the ball. To be around long enough because after you do this, you can't go back into the second round and get a quarterback in the second round if you pay this guy for 4 years. So it would have to be 4th, 5th round, which I don't hate going back and getting a project there because it's a cheap way to get you a backup.
We tried that. Backup.
You said
backup.
I got one here. Hey Dallas, what you want for Trey Lance?
No, Terry Fontenot isn't going to trade anybody. He would have traded draft picks to get somebody. He already says he's keeping those draft picks. We not trade. There's nobody for us to trade. We ain't trading. They're not gonna take Richie Grant. Like we not trading nothing.
No. But what I'm saying, like, I'd take a 5th rounder for Trey Lance.
I'm telling you, Terry Fontenot's not gonna trade a 5th rounder for Trey Lance. Why would you trade a 5th rounder for a backup quarterback?
Because your quarterback still has a torn Achilles. Like you can't just go into this assuming that he's at 100%. Like
y'all are out of your mind. Sneaky said a third.
Relax.
Y'all are out of your mind. I'm not trading nothing for a backup quarterback. Y'all, you are crazy. Y'all, Trey Lance has played 0 games, and you want a 3rd round draft pick, bro? Y'all are smoking dope.
3rd round is out of it. No. Those are like that's the reason it's a 5th or a 6th. No, and you can't get Algier. You crazy? It's a 1,000-yard rusher 1 year ago. No way in hell. But now a 5th, 6th rounder, yeah, I'll take Trey Lance off your hands. And Trey Lance is never going to play for Dallas because what? You about to have to pay Dak again. So yeah, let us get him.
That's why he hasn't played. But Kirk Cousins, I'm back on it, y'all. Kirk Cousins. Kirk mid Cousins. We are mid city. The mid Falcons. Atlanta mid, bro. We are mid. If this move, I think, puts us, like I said, at the top of the division, because I think Tampa Bay is gonna have too much attrition. Carolina's not there yet. Carolina, they just traded Brian Burns. Carolina's not there yet, and I don't know what the Saints are doing. The Saints all of a sudden got old again. They released Michael Thomas. They're going with Chris Olave, and the fast dude, but. In terms of an immediate impact, this has to be a win now move. Only a win now move. And everybody's getting fired if it doesn't. Listen, Terry, we with you, bro. We caped for you for 2 years now, 3 years now. This move puts yourself on an island. It's you and Kirk. Just like it was Arthur Smith and Desmond Ridder. Now, I will say you smart enough to hit your wagon to a better quarterback than Desmond Ridder.
Yeah.
But it's you and Kirk Cousins.
You spent more money, too, now. That's the other part.
You spent all the money.
Yeah.
It's you and Kirk, bro.
And however it plays out, is however we ain't gonna be sorry to see you to go either now. I'm sorry.
That boy said you done took all the leniency and love is gone, bro. Where do you think Justin Fields ends up
now, bro?
Where do you think Justin Fields
Minnesota.
ends up?
Why not?
You think they would trade him? You think they would trade him in division? Within the division?
Well, I mean, you only have a few spots left. The Patriots. I don't hate that, especially with Belichick gone. I think that might be a good job, but I think that they probably go after Jaden Daniels. Who else still needs a quarterback? The Commanders need a quarterback. Minnesota needs a quarterback.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is turning into Derek Carr right before our eyes, and there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do. You're on a terrible team. No. You got beat up, and nobody's giving you the benefit of the doubt, and you're going to end up not being a starting quarterback. There.
I think that he's going to find his way. Life is going to play out the way that it needs to for him. Oh, the Raiders. That's it.
They just signed Gardner Minshew. They just signed Gardner Minshew.
Is your plan now?
Yes,
I told you about that. That I think that Gardner Minshew deserves an opportunity to be a starting quarterback.
That's his opportunity.
But I don't think that better not be your only answer.
That is, yeah. They got Gardner Minshew. They signed him to a multi-year, like a 3 or 4 year deal.
It's 2 years. Isn't it 2 years, $25 million? That's backup money.
Oh yeah, 2 years, 25, $15 million fully guaranteed.
That's backup money. I like that. I like Fields and Minshew. No, I don't. That don't sit right. Well, you know what?
I would do it. If I'm the Raiders, I go after Fields. I make him the starter. Because you have Devontae Adams, you now have. I mean, they're playing with Zamir White as the starting running back. They have a good defense with Christian Wilkins. You probably go there. That's the only place you can go. Because I wouldn't go anywhere else.
Minnesota.
They're not going to trade him to Minnesota. They're not going to trade him in division. Because if he turns out to be good, then everybody on the Chicago has to be fired. They're not going to trade him within. If we kick your ass year for 2 years, 2 times a year, that's Aaron Rodgers again.
Then that means you get robbed. Per your thought process, if I'm negotiating with them, then hey, come here, let me rob you real quick. Because if you're not going to trade him in division, you can only trade him to me now. I'm gonna get.
They don't have to trade him. They don't have to trade him.
Yes, you do.
You can hold him for 2 years.
I double dog dare you. To have 2 star quarterbacks. I double dare you. It's certain things that you know how Ryan Poles, you'll be fired. If you have 2, you'll get fired.
It's ugly, man. It's ugly. But the Falcons have signed Kirk Cousins, y'all. Win now move. I got nothing else, man. I'm defeated.
I feel a little bit better about it now that we've talked about it, but I'm still not happy.
I'm going to let y'all know, at 3:42 when it was announced, your boy was cussing. I was cussing. I had to turn the mic off in the meeting. I was like, y'all, I'll be back. I was like, come on, bro. Just the hunt. Now that I've seen the breakdown of the contract, that's what really made me okay. Because the shock value of 4 years, $180 million, let me tell you something. It takes your breath away. The stupidity it's such a moronic move that you assume that this has to be an Arthur Blank move. I can't put it past. I can't believe Terry Fontenot. It's got to be an Arthur Blank or the offensive coordinator move. Has to be. Has to be.
Sam Darnold to the Vikings. Wow.
Oh,
jeez, now.
Y'all need to go and trade that number 8 pick for Justin Jefferson then. Hell.
Oh, if I'm Justin Jefferson and you bring me Scam Darnold, I quit. I'm leaving. You can have his jersey. You can have his new stadium. Y'all can have everything because y'all can go to hell playing with me. Yeah, I mean, also, I feel like this is also something we can punt on in 1 year. Like, if this doesn't work, if we suck next year, we get right back into the quarterback draft.
Who?
The Falcons.
How? He gets $90 million over the next 2 years. He has to be bad for 2 years before we can go get somebody.
No, if he sucks this year, you draft a quarterback, let him watch for the rest of the season, and then we cut you at the end of the season, Kirk. Adios, mi amigo.
Did you gonna draft Shador?
No.
There ain't too many other quarterbacks coming out next year. That's gonna be
Ewers.
Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers. All them scream Kirk Cousins to me. That ain't nothing but young Kirk.
24.
Ain't nobody. Man. I don't want to talk about this no more because I'm gonna get angrier and angrier. I cussed earlier. I said I wasn't gonna cuss. I started cussing. I told y'all I don't know if I'm gonna watch a game, Sheldon. I'm gonna watch a game. I'm gonna watch a game, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. I'm not going to a game. I'm gonna be right there on the couch. I probably will put an I told you so.
I feel like this season for you is how I think that how I feel about this year with the Hawks. Like, cool, y'all just doing some bullshit at this point. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, do whatever you want to do.
Go ahead, do it. Yep. And you know in the back of your head, it's stupid. That's the thing that makes you just be like, all right, well, y'all want to be stupid? Go ahead and be stupid. I'm going to watch you be stupid. And then once we get to the end, I'm like, hey, right there, that's when we were stupid. And I told y'all not to do it. Did it anyway.
It is what it is, man. And you know what happens when you're stupid? It becomes closing time. Closing time, just like Deadspin. So Deadspin received the entire staff. This is the second major digital network company that has done this, where the staff received notice on Monday informing them that the company has been sold to a European firm called Lineup Publishing, and none of the entire team of Deadspin will be retained. None of them. You remember YouTube Music.
What happened with BuzzFeed?
And YouTube Music, literally last week, where the guy was up there talking to other groups. I think he was talking to the labor, to the Teamsters and the labor, because they were trying to unionize. And when they found that out, they laid off the entire YouTube Music and shut it down. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I am a person who's been a Deadspin fan for probably the last 7-8 years. I appreciated that they were the anti-ESPN. They will give you some context and give you an opinion, and many times like a real like deep opinion about things that, ESPN's, more softball company. They want to play it in the middle. Deadspin gave you real opinions on real things. With that said, Dive Team Media, we here. And the Splashcast, we will continue to give you real opinions on real things as these other companies continue to disappear and fall by the wayside. R.I.P. to Deadspin. Adios, mi amigos. Until we meet again.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins and
Kevin Bacon or Cousins?
Kirk Cousins and Patrick Mahomes make the same amount of money per year. Just gonna throw that out there for this stupid ass team.
Speaking of things that just look like they hurt.
Boy, you talk about this was the Falcons hitting my feelings. This is how I felt when Kirk Cousins was announced as our starting quarterback. Francis Ngannou went up there against Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua learned from Tyson Fury and said, I'm not gonna play no games with you. I'm gonna hit you for real. And absolutely destroyed Francis Ngannou, knocked him out. And I think this was a product of also Ngannou was a little ahead of his skis a little bit because of his fight with Fury.
Overconfident.
Yeah, boy. And when I actually watched the fight, went back and watched it, before, if y'all can see the mouse, before this happened, This punch actually knocked him out.
Rock with it.
This punch actually knocked him out. The right cross that he fell down first, and then he got up. It took him a while to get up. He wasn't all the way there because the next punch he was knocked out. This is the very next punch. So, man, I hope Mike Tyson does this to your boy Paul.
Hey, Paul. I think that's rigged. I think that's scripted. I think that's WWE, WWF. I actually watched the post interview, and they asked Ngannou, like after you got punched, did it hurt? He was like, no, didn't feel it.
Didn't even know that I got hit. Woke up well rested.
He said, yeah, out of all the punches, the one that hits the hardest is the one you don't feel. That's what knocked me out. I appreciate the level of respect they have for each other as two competitors. Like they go in there and they really give each other all they got, but at the same time, it ain't no hate, it ain't no beef. It's like, hey man, we're here to do a job. And my job is to punch you in the face. And your job is to stand there and get punched. Like right there. Bing, 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 bing. Sleep. If you tired, be quiet and go to sleep. Oh.
Bruh, he hit him and knocked him out so many times. I got a video. I don't want it to freeze. But I will say, they were actually cool after the fight. And both of them don't even, that's how it was so quick. It really wasn't a brutal fight. It was just 1, 2, 3. 1 knockdown, 2 knockdown, 3 knockdown. I didn't know. I gotta remember where Anthony Joshua is actually from because he fights out of London. And he has an English accent, but I know he's not English per se. Look at that. Kirk Cousins right there. Just looking mid.
Born in Watford, United Kingdom, 1989, October 15th. He's 34 years old. 266, 245.
Yeah, but he's got the whatever. So he did actually destroy him, man. So today when they announced Kirk Cousins, y'all can already see I got the brown liquor flowing, shot in. There were so many people that were so upset that this baby right here, Low Nut, was so mad at Kirk Cousins that he decided to drink the Truly, shot it, and get drunk. Why not? Why not, bruh? Why not? You know why I get drunk too? Because we signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million deal. Now, if it works out over the next 2 years, which is what they're banking on, I hope it does. I'm gonna ride with the Falcons. It is what it is. But boy, this may be mid, boy. This seems mid to me. This is mid to me, man.
Yeah, now I will say hey, Atlanta, you better find the edge rusher. If you pick Jared Verse or you pick Dallas Turner, you better pick the right one this time. You better pick the right one. I'm gonna tell you right now. You better. It can't be no more of these the guys we didn't pick for the last 400 years who just happen to just never amount to anything. You better find the right one, and he better come in looking like Lawrence Taylor. That's the one thing that I'm telling you that you better do right. Y'all can't afford to throw away a first round pick and then then go get this old ass quarterback.
Yep. But ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the pregame, man. We talked about the Falcons being mid. We'll talk about it. So I'm gonna talk about it the whole. I don't really listen. We can end the podcast right now. I don't care. I can talk about Kirk. Bro, 57, 30, 54, 37, and 1, bro. He had
54, 37.
We'll be right back, man. Y'all stay tuned. Episode 142 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We'll be right back. Love y'all. Peace. We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned.